Welcome to Soul Sistas. I'm your girl LaTrease.
I'm Future Davis.
And today we have a very, very special guest, Marcel Dobine. Let me tell you a little bit about Marcel. So Marcel wears many hats. He is a motivational speaker. He is a mortgage lender. He is a celebrity now. He is part of the cast for Love and Marriage, Detroit. And there are so many other hats that he wears. And today we are going to tap into all of the things and get all the nuggets and wisdom that he has to share.
All right, let's do it. I appreciate the intro. Thank you so much. Let me start out with just making sure I take care of compliance. Marcel Dobine, MLS number 1055094. Let me ensure because I got to make sure I'm on point. You got to always CYA. That's when it comes to business and take care of yourself. You got a clean house first and foremost. So that's just to make sure when we talk about mortgage business, everything is covered already.
All right. Well, I appreciate that.
Now I feel like I need to say my number. Like 382. No. 382.
No, you're in good shape. Just in case we start talking numbers, I want to make sure we're clear,
Okay, all right. So a little quick backstory. Met Marcel years ago on a trip. We were working in corporate America for a company, a big
not just a trip, just you gotta give it's the big deal.
It's a phenomenal trip. It only happens once a year. It's
Winners only
club, March Madness, only top producers can go. We met at the Versace Mansion in Miami, and it was an epic party. Okay, so I already knew he was big business back then because he was on a trip, and winners win. Yeah. We're just gonna say that. So
yeah, absolutely. Where did we stay? Let them know where we stayed.
Oh, we stayed at the Fontainebleau.
Okay.
Y'all had a ball.
And I was in the booth with my boo Wale. Like, and Nick and I had just broke up too.
Oh man.
He was not happy. I was posting pictures like,
make him jealous.
It was a great trip, and it was only top producers, and it was we worked hard though.
Yeah,
like it's sleepless nights to go on that
90 hours plus work week to get to that.
Wilding.
Yeah, it went hard. I never worked that much in my life. I was almost at 100 hours a week.
Yeah. It's for a whole month.
For a whole month.
A whole month. It's just March Madness. Like
talking to people on the phone.
Why am I smiling?
Because you like the work. You're insane. You're insane. Yeah. But that was my introduction to Marcel. But today you guys get to meet Marcel and get to know a lot more about him.
Oh, yeah.
So we're going to go ahead and just dive right in. So first, Future, I want to congratulate you on us reaching our 20th episode.
Let's go.
It's exciting.
That's a big deal.
It is. That's
a big deal.
Yes, because consistency is key.
And me and LaTrease be battling.
Oh, yeah.
We be battling to get these episodes out.
Yeah.
Definitely.
It's hard work. It's another job.
It's a whole nother job.
And then with us being entrepreneurs, we eat the food we kill.
That's right.
So to add on another job on top of what we're doing right now, we're already putting so much effort in what we're doing. This is a big deal.
And it's something that we just passionate about. So we're not, it's just a passion project right now. We're not making any money from this. So it's not yet.
We're giving the people what they want.
Yeah. And it's necessary.
Yeah.
It is. So congratulations to us. Kyra's not with us today. She had to work, unfortunately. We miss her. But she will be here for the next episode. But I just want to say kudos to us for that.
No,
that's
seriously.
Huge because a lot of podcasts don't make it to 20 episodes. They kind of start and stop. So that's huge. But now let's talk about like growth and like vision. We're getting ready to go into a new year. What do y'all see for yourselves for 2025?
Major growth.
Yeah, so much growth. For me, I've been putting some pieces together now, like early on, to make sure that I can execute on so much more stuff in 2025. Not just like on the producing side of real estate. Like for me now, that's easy. Like now it's just, I'm ready to do the hard shit. Like the stuff that it takes me some effort to sit back and make sure I stay dedicated and I execute and get it done. So I'm excited about 2025.
I am too. I feel like I'm just now navigating the waters with real estate and credit and mortgages and trying to figure it all
We're gonna
out.
have to have a conversation about that.
But I do feel very excited. My focus is going to be real estate 2025. So
That's exciting.
I'm very.
I'm so excited to hear that.
This year I had to figure it out, but credit is I feel like it's figured out. Like I have a really good team in place. Like I had to hire and fire some people, but now I feel really confident with that. So I'm really excited. I think for those two avenues, mainly for me.
I want to have a conversation with you about that off camera, because we'll talk about it. But remind me to talk to you about like your year 2025 and like your credit repair, because I feel like I got some nuggets that'll help.
There you go.
Push you forward.
Iron sharpens iron. That's what it's all about. You got to. Steel sharpens steel. That's what it's all about. For me,
Marcel, what you doing for 2025?
I'm surrounding myself around people that are way smarter than me and way
That's
more
it.
intelligent.
That's where I'm at too.
So it's just the thing that I'm an expert and I'm a student of my game. I'm always constantly sharpening myself.
Yeah.
So I need to be around people that are there further than where I'm at right now in order to hit my goals, the extreme goals that I'm trying to hit at this point. So it's not about, for me, everything is pretty much fluid for me. I know exactly what to do. I know I'm doing the right things every single day. Consistency is no problem for me.
Awesome.
The thing is that, okay, there's another level to get to where you have to get in certain rooms. So my thing is positioning. I'm in the right place, the right time, with the right people, talking about the right things, doing all the right things. So it's a position thing for me more than anything.
Right.
So that's just positioning myself to be in that place. So everything I have lined up for 2025, before the fourth quarter even started, I had my 2025 game plan already worked out. And I've just been executing on it as if it's already here.
Right.
So now I'm like ahead at this point, and I'm just like ready to go.
Well, way to make me feel like I'm behind. I appreciate
look where we're at. You got this big, beautiful kingdom right here. What are you talking about, queen? Think about it. You're the queen of your own domain. How are you behind when you're already ahead?
LaTrease had to tell you how I stress myself out.
Hey, that covers the game.
Yes. That's a whole nother episode right there.
Right.
So, okay, question for you.
Yeah.
So what would you say are some of your passions? We've kind of talked about it on our last episode. And I had way too many.
Passions like specifically with business, or passions like period? Oh, cigars is my passion. I like cigars. I like good bourbon. I like working out, hitting weights. I like running. My family, of course. But I also like just empowerment. That's the word for me. I like empowering people. So one thing I like to do is help people out. If you come around me and you have an idea or you trying to do something, I'm going to push you till you do it 100% with love though. And it's going to be with direct tactfulness. That's what it's going to be. I'm going to be very tactful. I'm not going to call you out your name. I'm going to cuss you out. I'm not that guy. I'm not a drill sergeant. But what I'm going to do is push you to what you're doing. So that's like my major. That's my purpose even being here, is to push people and to elevate them, help them elevate themselves, and to give them something they can use. So that's a real passion. So I'm not going to just give you nothing hearsay. It's about experience that I've already been through and done already. Already been through the mud, been through the war, been through the trenches. I had the stripes before I got the checks. So that's what it is. So I got stripes. I'm a 5-star general. And when it comes down to it, when I give you that information, just know that it's useful, that you can use.
Okay.
He's speaking my language.
So how did you get into motivational speaking?
It was just something that was always in me. But one of my friends, I was at a barbershop when I went to school in Tallahassee. He was like,
pause real quick.
Yeah.
He's also a Florida actor.
I'm a big rattler. Number one HBCU in the whole country, in the whole world. The number one. You got the green and the orange. You see the rattler.
What I'm talking about.
You got to understand, when you come down to it, this is what's being bred out of FAMU. Real entrepreneurs, real go-getters. That's what it is.
That's what I'm talking about.
I was down there. I was in the barbershop, and everybody know me. So when it's in you and you authentically you, people are going to see things that you may not even normally see in yourself. I always did like public speaking in school. I always like volunteer and raise my hand and everything. I went to school on the east side. So I was kind of stood out a little awkward because I wasn't afraid to say what's on my mind.
Right.
So that's what it is. So, but the thing is, I always been like about my academics. So when I raise my hand and say something, or I give a public speech or something like that, I wouldn't be afraid to do it. I wouldn't be afraid to be in the car. I'm 6'4", but sometimes I walk around here, I feel like I'm 10 feet tall. So that's why when I walk around, I'm bigger on the inside than I am on the outside. So when I was in the barbershop, one of the guys that was there, and he my boy, he's like, hey man, they called me Tree. He's like, hey Tree, this you right here, bro. This is what you supposed to be doing, bro. And he was looking at a video. He was looking at Eric Thomas when he did the, you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe. I watched the video, but I was like, I never thought about doing that. I heard about Les Brown and everything, Tony Robbins, but I never thought about doing it. But it was one of those things to where, and even at this point, I'm not fully pursuing it how I should be doing it. But the great thing about it is that it incorporates with my business, and this is what I'm easy. It's easy. It's like moonwalking, Michael Jackson moonwalk when I go on stage, like 100%. Like my boy Anthony on the show, he was like, man, you go up there, you give a speech. He heard me give a speech. He was like, man, Lil Wayne. It was like Lil Wayne dropping his mixtape era. It was like on fire, just like that. He was like, you got the punch, just go straight to it. And that's just something that I'm like going to keep pursuing for the rest of my life until it incorporates and doing more. I'm working on the book right now at this point. And I'm like, thank you so much. This is the thing that's going to get me inside of what I really need to do.
Okay, so you mentioned the show.
Yeah.
So tell us about the show. Tell the people where they can find the show, watch the show.
On Saturdays, we're on halftime right now. So this is surprising to me. I thought we were going to go all the way through. They got us on a halftime. So it should 7 through 10 episodes should be coming out. I don't know if we're going to shoot this, but should be coming out in the beginning of 2025. But you can watch it on Saturdays at 8 p.m. Eastern. Okay. 7 p.m. Central.
Okay.
How did you and your wife end up being a part of that show? Because I think what are y'all, season 3?
Yeah, season 2.
Season 2. Okay, so it's the halftime. So it's still season 2.
We know pretty much the whole cast. We kind of run into the same circle.
Okay.
And the same circle of people that we run into, we all have the same close friends.
Right.
And some enemies at the same time, frenemies, I say that. So it comes to play to where you're around the same circle. And it was something that we were like trying to avoid. It just came to us and it just dropped in our lap. And we weren't even we weren't even prepared for it.
How did you feel about it being a male? I know women are more, I feel like we'll be a little bit more open to things like that. But
I wasn't open to it.
Men, it seemed like y'all would be like,
Especially with me being like, for everything I do is positive and pushing forward.
Right.
I'm empowerment, positive, pushing forward. So it's hard to get into that environment to where that's like the hardest thing that I had to do is to adjust to that mentally, because I'm walking in, I got to understand. For me, I got to look at the lay of the land. And at the time when I was filming, I was with Rocket. I'm at a Fortune 500 company. So I was thinking, I didn't know when it was going to shoot. I was like, I don't want to lose my main bread and butter for this. Like, you got to keep the main thing. I'm not going to mess with my real reputation when it comes down to this. Mm-hmm. So for me to jump in, I said no at first. Then I thought about my wife. My wife is so damn dynamic what she's doing. Ever since we've been together, I've been pushing her to do what she needs to do. She has that drive anyway, but I'm like, no, you're a diamond. You need to go further. I see more. Keep going. Mm-hmm. And this was something that get her out in the public. Now, I don't know if it'll hurt me or not, but for me, I'm not scared. I just didn't want to deal with like the drama.
Right.
But then when it comes down to it, I'm like, well, it's entertainment. Whoever got a problem with me or opinion of me, they're only going to see like a minute or two of me and they draw a conclusion. If that's how they feel, fine. They're going to say whatever they're going to say on the internet. That's totally fine.
Right.
I know they're not going to say it in front of my face 100%. So I'm not worried about it. So that's one of the things that's there.
I've been adapting that mindset a lot lately. Like I'm T.I. out here. Like you might have seen me in the streets.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That's how you got to be. You got to thug it out, man. That's what it is, man.
People see you on social media and they think they know you.
Right.
So I can't even imagine like if they see you on TV and they
Yeah.
Like
people was like, say what's up, hey, I see. Yeah. But then you notice the stares, like people stare at me for a very long time and like they recognize me. I don't know if they think that I'm mean in real life or because you're on a show like this, I have to look at it from other people's shoes. When TV is TV at the end of the day.
Right.
You could be on the internet, posting on the internet all day. You can have the biggest YouTube channel, but when you're on TV, people automatically think of you as being a star. I don't really think of it like that because I'm still working like I don't have anything. I'm still grinding like I'm broke. I'm still grinding like everything is due that same exact day, every single day. Mm-hmm. And that's just my mentality. That's just the drive that I have in myself. But for me, I think a lot of people think it comes easier because I'm on TV. No, it's not the point. That's not how it works out. the thing is that I'm on TV, it helps. It
Right.
enhances what I do. And that's
Mhm.
what it does. Like I have people, as soon as the episode drop, they're calling me on my phone to see if I really do that. And I'm like, yeah, I do mortgages. You trying to get a mortgage? You know?
Yeah, like, what's up?
Yeah, so they can look me up and look my information up. So I'm visible,
Right.
you know?
So how do you see that changing or helping your platform and your mortgage business in
100%.
2025?
It's going to help 100%. It's going to help. Well, not 100%. It's going to enhance it. I'll say that because now I have more visibility.
Right.
And the thing is, you want visibility when it comes to doing any business, good, bad, or ugly. I look at the Kardashians. That's a perfect prime example. Good, bad, or ugly is working out for them. Now, we're not going to be as big as the Kardashians. That's not going to happen. But at least it gives you that extra push in that platform.
Right.
You got to think about it. Who's the biggest realtor in this area when it comes to visibility? Who's the biggest attorney? You can probably think in your head, you're thinking about the commercials right now, the telephone numbers. We're not going to promote them, but think about who's the biggest lender in this area. It's all about marketing at the end of the day.
Mhm.
Right.
And they're giving me free marketing. I'm going to take it and run with it.
Mhm.
That makes sense.
So let's dive into mortgages since my friend does mortgages for real.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah, real life. No, don't play one on TV. Really listed, federally fingerprinted, 10 years of background check, making sure I'm on point with everything.
Did you finish your continuing education?
Of course, I did that back in October. I'm on plan on. No, I did that back in August.
Did you finish yours?
We're not gonna talk about that. I started though.
Yeah, I knocked that out real quick. I wasn't playing no games.
So mortgages. I had a conversation. One of my friends, I'm sure she's going to see this episode, and I know she knows I'm talking about her.
Mm-hmm.
She's an economics professor,
Mm-hmm.
and she told me that she tells her students that they shouldn't buy because rates are high. They should wait
Right.
for rates to go down.
Right,
And
You
it
always got the
drove,
wrong friends.
it drove me insane.
right.
I asked, can I come in and talk to her class?
Right.
And she won't let me come in and talk to her class.
Where's she teaching?
She for sure won't let me come and talk to the class.
We're not gonna talk about where she teaches at, but she's a professor at a very
Very
well
prestigious
known,
place.
Yes.
Oh, was it
Okay.
your friend that I met?
Yes,
Oh,
Yeah.
she's so cool.
she is cool, but
I'm mad at her.
y'all know I'm passionate about
like I'm
this.
upset
Opinions.
with her.
Like that when it comes to, and it's not even about business.
No,
you know?
it's a
No.
no-brainer.
It's
No.
just I'm like the interest rate is 100% when you're renting.
Right,
100% of what you're paying is not going towards building equity. You barely even get a security deposit back when you rent. Like
Right.
you're gonna leave with nothing.
right,
And that's fine if that's what you're comfortable with because you don't want to cut grass or
Right.
you don't want to pay a landscaper or whatever.
yeah,
But it really just
Because it's
grinded
bad
my
information. Because you're giving them bad information. Like
100%
with all due
bad
respect,
information.
it's bad information.
yeah. Because it's an opinion, but it's not a fact.
Right.
So what do you have some facts? Do you have some statistics for us?
Is that the camera right there? Can I look right into the
You can
camera?
look right into
All right,
it.
I'm about to address the elephant in the room when it comes down to buying a home. Here's the thing. You got three options. You can either go ahead and be rent-free, and we've all been rent-free before. We all live with parents. That's the first time that you were rent-free. But guess what? When you were living with your parents, they had rules. They said, hey, if you're going to live under my house, you're going to live by my rules, or what? Get out. So you're totally not in control when you're rent-free. Second, when you were able to rent. Now you have a little bit of control when you're renting, but you're under the thumb of the person who actually owns the home. That's the person who actually qualified and was able to buy that property, and they're well qualified. But guess what? They have skilled realtors like this that's in their ear telling them that, hey, the market is going up, so now you can raise the market rent because everybody else is around the area is raising the market rent. When they have highly skilled realtors that are watching the market and understanding what to do, they go ahead and depend upon the information they receive from the realtors. Guess what? They're going to raise the rent. Plus, they're watching YouTube like you. They're watching CNBC like you. They're on their phones just like how you are. So all the information they're seeing with everybody else raising rent, they're going to raise it too. So guess what? If your rent is $1,500 this year and it goes to $1,600 that next year, $1,700, $1,850, $2,000 by year 5, you have no control over your money every single month because you never know what it's going to be. So guess what? You either have to pay that rent and re-sign that lease, or you want to find another place to live. Now dig this. Or it's a money thing for the person that owns the home. If it's not their primary residence, they have a number. I can go to them if I have the money and I'm able to qualify for that property. I say, hey, look, I see the properties around the area that's selling for about $250,000. I'm gonna go ahead and offer you $240 because here's what this. You don't know what's their pain point. they might be in pain keeping that property.
Right.
So now that they sell it, guess what? A person that buys a property and understands what the market is doing, they may raise the rent to $2,500 a month. Now what you're gonna do? You're gonna stay there or you're gonna leave, and that's what it is. So once your lease is up. So the third thing is to own. Now look, it comes with a cost. Everything comes with a cost. It comes with a risk when it comes to buying a property. You are the owner of the property. Your principal and interest remain the same. Your taxes kind of varies and goes up a little bit more, but if you have the property homestead, homeowners insurance kind of remain the same as well. Now, the good thing about this is it's not increasing like rent. The thing is that you do have to pay for like anything that breaks in the home is yours, but you have home warranties, you have homeowners insurance, and you have things that it can cover that's inside the insurance, so you'll be in great shape. But the main thing is when it comes to buying a home, you have stability. Now, it's not too many people that's willing to move every year or every 2 years because of that. When you have especially when you have families, like it's more families out here than single people in this country. It's about 62% of people that own a home are families. So they're looking for stability. So most people are looking for stability when it comes down to buying a home or having a property because they have kids. They have to ensure their kids go to school. They have to ensure that their stuff is good and they have somewhere to live and they're able to go ahead and breathe and live and have a family life. And that's what you get when you go ahead and buy a home. That's a few of the things you have. But those are the only three options that you have, or be homeless. Who wants to be homeless?
Right.
So at the end of the day, when somebody's talking about, oh, it's a bad investment, it's a bad investment, guess what? Your principal goes down every time you're making your payment. Your value goes up every single year. I have clients that bought homes 5 years ago and their values are skyrocketing. I have clients that have bought homes 10 years ago. Their values have skyrocketed because they're able to take care of that equity. Now, you can't benefit from the equity if you don't touch it. But as soon as you pull out some of the money for the equity, now you can invest in other things. Now you can put money in other investments. You have to. So I always get this question: should I invest in stocks or should I go ahead and buy a home? You should do both concurrently, same time, parallel. You buy a home and invest. You buy a home, you invest a little. As you make more money, you invest more. The thing is maximum risk, maximum reward. You have to have assets. The people that owns the more, and I know we'll get a little bit more. People who own homes have a higher net worth because you have stability. It's a mindset,
right? Because
you're always looking, you're moving forward. It's a pride and a sense of pride and ownership when you have something. It's the first way. It's the way how you even get into real estate. The easiest way to get into real estate is by owning a home.
So just
I'm off my soapbox now.
So just to piggyback off of that, right? So even taking me as a prime example, right? I bought my home less than 10 years ago. I probably accumulated around $100,000 in equity.
Right.
If I had been renting, which is very common and very
easy
for
to
sure.
do.
You can be renting a home for 10, 12 years and just say, oh, now I'm ready to own. When you leave that lease or that rental 10, 11, 12 years later, you're not leaving with any additional money.
Right.
So yeah, if I buy another house, the market is higher, I may spend more money, but at least I have that to pull out. I have that as an option versus renting where I don't have anything.
Right. Let's take it a step further. Even when you're, because I'm a landlord, and even when you're renting a home, the home is mine. That's my house. My tenant is still responsible for certain repairs. Like, it's just not a free for all where you can just break anything.
Right.
And I have to come in and take care of it. I don't cut grass. I don't pay for the snow to be shoveled. So it's just like, at the end of the day, it's my house. If I decide to sell it, if I decide to raise the rent, it's my house. Either she can pay it or she can move. It's no hard feelings, but she still has some responsibility because it's her home. Right. Although it's my house. Destiny told me she was moving on 30 days. I keep asking her about it. She keep laughing. That's my daughter. She said she'll be out of there in 30 days because she got upset with me because, like Marcel said, when you live with somebody, you have to follow their rules.
You got to follow their rules. You're under their thumb.
You're under their thumb.
You're under their thumb.
Said, I'm sick of this.
My kids are 6 and 2. I understand it's going to be to a point to when they get older, they're going to want to do more. Yeah. And that's totally fine. You can. You always have an open door, but we have rules and regulations. That's right. My wife has rules and regulations to where you have to stand by. And that's what it is. That's why, as an adult, we don't want to live with nobody. I would work 200 hours a week if I can. I know it's only 160 days in a week, but I'll try to figure out to work double at the same time just to ensure I don't have to live with anybody else.
So you talked to me not too long ago about the net worth of couples versus I can't remember exactly how you worded it,
The,
but it was,
the network between households and the homeowners and people who rent.
yeah.
Yeah.
So can you elaborate on that a little bit?
It's a major difference. And this is across the United States. So this is not just one specific area. This is the median. So it takes into account everyone who owns a home in the United States, from all the way to California to Maine, that owns a property from Washington to Florida. This is what it accounts for. So it says it's around $400,000, the net worth for for homeowners versus renters, which is $10,000. That's a major difference. That's a monstrous difference because of that equity. And like I said, it's other things that comes along with owning a home, because more families own homes. So they're preparing for the future. There's more wealth that's being talked about and being distributed. So this is what I dislike about people who are in education or just on podcasts and everything. They give their opinion of what they will do or may do based off of their situation.
Right.
So where, okay, I want to invest in stock and I see the difference analytically, yeah, but you're living by yourself and you're single and you're in a major city, like a major market like Atlanta or Miami,
right,
where you probably can't buy a home because of the values are so much higher depending on where you're at, or you may be in New York. So you're doing your podcast based off of your specific situation.
Mm-hmm.
But more people have families that are married, that are stable. They're not doing podcasts. They're working real careers.
Right.
They have real businesses. Even if you own your own business, you're not just traveling around when you own your own business. You're on every single day,
Right.
every single day. Now, you may have some ability to take off sometime, but you just can't take off any time when you have employees, when you have vendors, when you have bills coming every single month, when you have rent. You know more than me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? 100%. So the thing is that you're not just taking off like that.
Right.
And it doesn't stop because you want to take a break. So you need some stability, and that's the main thing. Would give you the most stability is being in the home.
I want to piggyback off of something that he said. A lot of stuff is based on everything that people typically talk about on these podcasts and things like that are based on TikTok, are based on their circumstances. I saw another, she's an investor now. She did like what is it called? I'm not a TikTok girly, but
yeah,
when they like combine an old video, and it was like a guy talking about who can afford $4,000 a month and it's just like that. Those are your circumstances. I very well can pay $4,000 a month, and your mortgage does not have to be $4,000. You get something that is suitable for you,
right.
But you have to, like he said, you have to look at the person, and they are basing a lot of what they're saying off of their circumstances. So it may not be a good fit for them, but you may be in a much better situation. It may be a better situation for you and your family. So I want people to keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can't listen to somebody and say, okay, because that's how he or she feel about it, that's how I need to feel about it.
So I'll because we're going to transition because we got a lot of stuff to cover. But I'll just leave us right now with that. What's the statement? You know how they say, marry the house, date the rate.
Yeah, marry the home, date the rate. Yeah.
And then there's another one. Don't wait to buy real estate. Buy real estate and wait.
Yeah.
So I don't know. There's so many people with platforms and like huge followings that are saying, like, even I did a training. That training I did that I was telling you about. So many people are tuning in to that training, and the people that are above them are telling them, like,
stupid.
Don't buy. You should just rent. And then even when it comes to people jumping into the Airbnb business, oh, you could just rent this and you could do this and you could do that, and it's just like
they're selling courses. They're spectators. They're not.
Yeah, like for real.
We're players in the game.
Seriously,
we really play the game.
I told LaTrease on another episode about I hate to even talk about it. When I got me and my husband, we were dating at the time, and I had a pre-approval, and I was looking to buy a house in Redford, and I just didn't make a wise decision, and like, even talking about it is just cringy because I would have had probably like $150,000 in equity right now, and just did not do what I knew I should have done. The house that I'm renting, I got a great deal on that house, and people was telling me not to buy it. People were telling me not to buy it.
Please do your research and make informed decisions.
Talk to a professional.
Somebody
that does this
every day, all day.
Look up their license number. Google them. Find their telephone number. See where their offices are at. talk to somebody who's in the business,
Right.
and don't be afraid, because yes, they're gonna try to push you to do something or sell. This is how they make their bread and butter. This is how we eat. This is how we feed our families. So don't be afraid to talk to the professional. Talk to the professional and get it done.
But then also make sure you're working with somebody that operates with integrity.
That's right.
They're going to tell you
yeah,
the
100%.
truth.
That's right.
Not necessarily what you want to hear or what's going to feed them or, get the money.
And I got plenty of stories of people that did business that I'm dealing with right now that didn't do anything with integrity. And I'm working with the client now to ensure they're able to buy a home at this point. But they put clients in a bad position. So I've been working with the client every single day to get them in a better position.
So now we're going to switch gears since we're all married. And I know you're on Love and Marriage. So it's going to make sense for us to talk about marriage.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So one of the things that we had mentioned that we wanted to talk about was being married and having a spouse that has a salary income versus you being an entrepreneur and not necessarily having a cap on the income. I'm gonna let you talk about it first, since you're a male versus.
Okay, here's the big topic, the 50-50 topic online, right? So I laugh every time I hear this topic because I see the actual numbers when people buy homes. I looked at thousands of applications, and I see the actual numbers.
Right.
Here's how the numbers look. When the women make more than men, it's probably like 60%, 40%. When 70-30, it's nothing major in action. Now, it's never no 300,000, 30,000. It's never no 500,000, 50,000. That's not the case. It's usually like 120, 80,000.
Right.
It's usually something like that. Or so you have people who are evenly yoked and they're both aspiring to do something and they're both driven. So one person may have gotten there further. You may have somebody who may be a doctor or something like that. And then the other one is an entrepreneur. The thing is that the entrepreneur will write off all their income in order to have a lower tax liability,
right?
Which makes sense. So if you have somebody who makes more, they may qualify for the property right there. That happens all the time. Somebody who's in IT, but typically on the male side of things, and I'm not discrediting anything. This is what married men. I hang around nothing but married men. All throughout my phone, ain't nothing but married men. I don't hardly have no single friends. Maybe two. My cousin and my boy.
You don't want no problems.
I don't hang with no
games.
single men. And these are my confidants. So these are like, hey, I know if they say something, I know where it came from. Blood oath with us. We got a covenant. I'll say covenant. We're gonna do blood oath. We have a covenant. So look, on the male side, it's either 100% zero, 90-10, 80-20. The male will make 120,000. The wife may make 20,000. The man will make 300,000. The wife will make 30,000. And I'm not discrediting anything. This is what men are built to do. We're built to take care of the home. However, the wife contributes as well. She said, "Help me." This is what works out in that capacity. But every situation is different.
Yeah,
it's a marriage. You're combining resources and you're building wealth together. The home is the first start. The three things that we do in life that's the major factors in our life: get married, have kids, buy a home. The three major factors. I'm able to do all three because I'm married, have kids, own a home. I'm able to help people when it comes to home. I might get a license to start marrying people too. I might do that. Just thinking about that.
Just do it all.
All right.
So look,
let's do it all.
But look, this is the thing. But all seriousness is this: the dynamic of when you get a loan application, we just trying to get you qualified.
That's right.
They just trying to buy the house. They don't care how they can buy the house. The wife might have better credit than the husband, and it might be about 20, 30 points, but she get a better rate because of her credit. So, hey, we just put her on there. She makes money too. Put her on the loan. Both of them on the deed. Y'all both own the home.
That's right.
Just one person just on the mortgage. It works out. They both pop the bottles at closing.
Right.
We close the loan. I figured it out. We might have started out with both of them on the pre-approval, but it worked out better for the wife. Vice versa. The husband makes all the money, but the wife is at home. She's a stay-at-home wife, which typically happens. But guess what? They're making it work, and it's still her home.
That's right.
It's still his home. They don't care about. They want to. Hey, do we have a home or not?
Right.
You know, can we buy a home or not? If you're not going to sell me the home, I don't care. Hey, we go somewhere else. They trying to build memories. They're buying a home because they want stability. They want to build memories. They want to have a good school system for their kids. They want to make sure they're taken care of. They want to build wealth. It's all types of reasons why. they're not thinking about what they're talking about. The opinions online, the people that's single and not doing anything. Stop listening to these cats, please, because they're leaving you poor. They want you single and they want you broke. That's and it's pushing it online. I promise you. I'm gonna put on my my kufi, my Dr. Umar. I promise you, this is what they want. This is no joke, because guess what? You have places like BlackRock buying up all the properties, all the bigger banks, trillion-dollar industries, not billion. We passed billions at this point. We in trillions. We're gonna have our first trillionaire probably in the first 4 or 5 years. And you know what that's gonna be. So they're buying the properties up, and all these companies coming in as a collective, no pun intended, they're buying all the properties up, right? And people are selling them. And they're telling you not to buy a property, but you're missing out on equity.
And Marcel said, y'all online arguing about
y'all online arguing while all these people, while y'all sleep, they making moves. And I'm seeing it. I'm there seeing it. I'm like, hold on. Education dummy, please don't listen to these cats online. They're not telling you the truth. They want you to subscribe to them and do the numbers game so you can pay their rent. You can pay their mortgage. You can pay for their cars. So the more people they have, they can drive around and look good and flossy while they talking about don't get married to build your lifestyle. All while you're losing, sitting at home, looking on your phone, being a spectator. Stop being a spectator, become a player in the game. The first thing you do is get into a home. You live into that home for a couple of years. If you want to buy an investment property, you turn that particular property into an investment property, and you go to another property, put down 5% and buy another property. That's the best way to do it. I don't care about a duplex, triplex, quad. Don't try to jump out in the water to do something that you really don't know about. Start small. Buy your house. A starter home could be different in other areas. It could be a $300,000 home in another area, or it could be a $200,000 home. It's because it's regions when it comes to it. And I don't mean to go long-winded, but I just got to break it down. This is how it works. I'm
sick of them.
I only talk about what works.
He's sick of them.
I'm sick of everybody, because look, the thing is, if you don't take control over your life and you listen to these cats, you're gonna be broke. And I see the results of people in the future. I deal with people in the future as well. I deal with people who's in 60s, 70s, 80 years old that didn't take advantage of the situations they have now, and they're struggling. They're scared. Life is long. They tell you life is short. It's really long because we're living longer, and it's less that can kill you now. It used to be a lot that could kill you back in the day. It's less now because of the advancement of technology. So now you can live to 90 years old, and you be like, I live to 90 years old, but I'm sick and tired, and I'm struggling.
Right.
And I want to die, but I can't.
Oh my God. Okay. Look, we're gonna switch gears.
Hey, I'll just keep it 100. That's
funny.
He is crazy.
Okay. If I'm sick and tired, I'm gonna be like that. I want to die.
I put myself in other people's shoes. Like, I'm like, dang.
Only one still left.
I was the only one, because you're gonna see your friends leave it. You gonna see. So here's what happens. Because I talk to a lot of older people. You start to see all your friends pass away as you get older. You start to see all your parents, your friends, your aunties and uncles and all that stuff start to pass away. Then you become lonelier and lonelier. Now it costs to take care of an old person because you don't want to have to work. So you got to have Social Security. And here's another jewel, and you can probably talk to my CEO about this. Start paying into your Social Security now, because you still want to have enough Social Security as you get older. So you have to pay into it as being an entrepreneur. Okay. It's going to cost you more taxes, but look, it might give you an extra $3,000 a month. You're going to need that $3,000 a month when you're old. I don't care what's happening. You pay off all your homes, pay off your vehicles. We're going to get old, and we're not going to be how vibrant we are right now. Right. So you're going to relax a little bit. Mm-hmm. Every penny counts when you get older.
Okay, so another question. Hopefully this doesn't take him off either.
Yeah, I'm ready to go off.
You got him worked out.
Yeah, I'm fired up, baby.
Okay, so buying a home before you're married versus buying a home. Like, I'll run into
that. You trying to trigger me?
No, I'm just saying, it's some people that won't buy because they're like, well, I'm not married yet. And I thought that way for a while too. And then I was like, no, boo-boo. Like, I'm glad I didn't wait, but there's a lot of people that do decide to wait because they're waiting to get married.
I say this, do what's in your best interest for yourself, because you don't want to just buy a home just because. You buy a home because it's a necessity for your lifestyle. Right. So when you're single, you got to ask yourself a couple of questions. Am I going to be in this area for more than 2 or 3 years? Because if you're not, is it going to be a return on an investment? Am I really looking to turn this into an investment property? And if that's the case, then yeah, buy the home because it's the easiest way to, turn it into an investment property, 100%. So that's, once you buy the home, you live in it for a few years, and then you move. If you decide to move somewhere, you'll be able to turn it into an investment property. It's not going to give you probably not going to give you enough to go ahead and sell and get a whole bunch of equity within 2 to 3 years.
Oh, sometimes it will.
Sometimes it will.
Our homegirl, she made some good money off the house.
Right.
2
So
years.
So I would say most cases it won't. Some cases will, some cases it won't, because it's got to be a return on investment. So some areas it only increases, the value goes about 4 to 8%. Some areas go to 20. Like Royal Oak, you're gonna increase 20% every single year. Royal Oak, 100% hands down. That's what's gonna happen. Birmingham, same thing. But certain parts of Michigan that won't do that, then you gotta understand that's something that's in your discretion. So I'd never say I always talk to my clients and get the why behind it.
But what if they don't have like a significant, like it's not even
It's just
like
them.
I
I would still buy one because it's still building your wealth.
Yeah.
Who do you love? That's what I would ask. Who do you love besides yourself? You got a nephew you love. You got a niece. You got a cousin you love. Think about this. You're setting them up for the future.
Right.
So if you buy the home, if that's your last home you buy, you pay it off. You setting up the younger people in the future. You can put it in the trust, and then once you pass, give it to the people in the future.
So I want to take it back to a comment that you made. So you said something about like all of the men that you hang with, or all of the married couples that you hang with, the men make the majority of the money.
No, I didn't say it like that. I said, here's what I see when it comes down to a loan application. When it's the man that makes the most money, the numbers that I see. Now, all the married men that I hang with, a lot of men, well, I'm not gonna say a lot of men, every man doesn't make more than their wife.
Okay.
So, but they still are married. That's the thing.
How does that affect the men that you know in those situations?
When a woman makes
we want to hear a male's perspective, because that's something that we run into in our industry.
Right.
Because there's no cap, obviously.
Yeah, no cap. You guys have no ceiling.
Yeah, even like me with my husband. My husband has a good job, but I get busy. So
yeah, you get busy. You get it up. But look, guess what? He got them good benefits.
Yeah, he do. And
that's the thing. See, this is what they not tell you on the internet. Benefits. You got to have health insurance, no matter what. When you go to this, if he has health insurance, he has health, dental,
and got vision. Everything.
Right. You're on there, right?
Oh yeah, I am.
Are you paying it for yourself? No, just not getting.
No. My baby pays. He pays.
See, that's a plus. That's an asset.
Oh, I appreciate him.
That's an asset. So when you got great health insurance, like my wife, entrepreneur, I was at Rocket, but I have the good thing is I got the best of both worlds. I had a career that didn't have a ceiling on income, so I'm running up, doing what I'm doing, and that insurance counts because when my son was born, he had RSV, his second week of him being alive. We were in the hospital for 2 weeks.
Oh, wow.
And the great insurance that we had saved his life because it was a baby in the other room that passed away. We were in the hospital full of kids, children's hospital, full of sick kids. And the thing is that he was born in West Bloomfield, Henry Ford. We took him there first. They put him in an ambulance, got him downtown, got him into a room, sped him through. And because we didn't know what was wrong, we just knew he was sick.
Right.
So the thing is that it saved his life. So I'm a big component of this is what they don't talk about because things like this happens. And that bill was like $115,000 for 2 weeks. We lived in the hospital for 2 weeks with him. Like they had a bed laid out and everything for us, like a stretch out couch and everything. I only had to come out maybe like $800 for everything, ambulance included, $800. So the thing is that that's what counts in a marriage. No, that's real stuff that can possibly happen.
Seriously.
So with the internet telling you, then they're not telling you about 401k.
Right.
Most companies give you a contribution towards your 401k as well. They match your 401k up to a certain percentage. So then you got to invest in your 401k. If you're self-employed, you got to have a self-directed self-employment IRA.
Right.
You got to be able to invest in that. We're going to get old. We're going to want to slow down. Your investment's going to have to be there to take care of yourself. Couples can do that. I don't give a care if he's a garbage man, electrician, if he's it don't matter what he is, works at the airport, if the plant, if that man has those benefits, and he's striving towards doing better, you always want to have some type of drive.
Right.
So if he's like, hey, I may not be able to move up in the realm, not yet, but I plan on doing something else. But hey, overtime is there.
Right.
I get 30, 40 hours of overtime. Shoot, and I get double time on Sunday. If he's willing to go do that, that's still adding up to about $100,000 a year with benefits.
Right.
Let that man go work. You run your business as an entrepreneur. Y'all run up together. If you make 200,000, he make 100,000. That's 300,000
right.
combined income with insurance, 401k, investments, and everything.
And it's a sense of stability. I know for me, if any, I don't foresee anything happening to me or within my business, but if something does happen,
right.
I know like my husband is gonna make sure
100%.
I'm not gonna not have a place to stay. I might
Exactly.
have to switch out that Beamer.
Yeah.
Get something new that's a little bit, but
but that comes with the territory. That's just being an adult, because
right.
it's peaks and valleys when it comes
right.
to business.
Mm-hmm.
And as an entrepreneur, this is what they don't talk about either. There's losses. We're in sales. You don't count if you made $30,000 in 1 month. You don't make $30,000 a month. You base it off the lowest month that you have for the year.
That's right.
That's just being real.
Mm-hmm.
So if you made $5,000 this month, you really only made $5,000 a month.
Right.
So you can't. You just had a great month. You may have made 50,000. You may have made 100,000. But the thing is, it's not a guarantee every single month, especially in our business
right.
as well, because some things carry over to the next month. So you got a budget. So the thing is, they don't tell you the real deal when it comes down to it. But I will. I'll give you the real deal.
I do appreciate the stability. Thank you, Nicholas.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that's the thing. Even if let's just say a high risk type of career, being a high reward type of career, being a MD, a medical doctor, you being in IT, and some type of STEM, you're in a high powered attorney. Those type of careers that are generating, you're a CEO, you're a CFO, you're in the top financial area, top financial position. Those type of careers that are driving money. Your husband is, as a woman, as a female, I would just tell women, your husband, if he's working and he's driving himself, he may not make as much as you're making. I'm not saying he's being a slouch. I'm not saying he's being a slouch to stay. I want to be 30,000 for the rest of my life. I'm talking about a guy who's driven,
right?
And that's okay. I'm looking for the next promotion, or I'm looking to make more money. He's trying to figure it out still. You may have it, but he's still trying to get it, because there's a lot of times, and I'm just going to tell you, it's harder for a man because don't nobody want to take care of a man. When I walk in the door, don't nobody care about me. They want me around if I'm valuable. If I can produce money for somebody, that's when they want me around.
Right.
They don't want me around. Because guess what? When I walk in, they're going to think I'm going to take all the girls or the shine for them. That's just men's pride, 100%. So if I got to deal with somebody else, and even if they don't want all the girls, they're going to think I'm going to take the shine away from them. Unless I'm bringing them some extra money,
right? They
don't want me around. So it's either A, I produce, or B, I got to go off on my own. And that's it. As a man, there's only two options we have. That's the only value we have when it comes to a company. So for wives, you got to go ahead and understand, have some type of empathy and say, look, if this man is driven, he's persistent, he has a game plan, we're working it together, let's work it together. You don't necessarily have to help him. You don't have to, a lot of times just being like, support is all the help a man needs, really, like that. You understand. You feel me. Okay, cool. Thank God somebody feel me. Thank you. What can I do for you? Nobody ever asks a man, what can I do for you? How can I make your life easier? Nobody asks a man that. I've never been asked that in my life. 100%.
Kim.
No, but it's not. But the thing is, it's not it's not natural.
In general.
I'm just talking.
In general.
I'm just
no. But it's in general. Not saying that against Kim, but I ask any man. You ask any man who's driven, that's persistent, that's building something. Nobody comes to them and asks them, what can I do for them? Here's what I could do for you. That's how I got in where I'm at right now, because I had a game plan to get in here's what I could do for you. And I'm exceeding expectations.
That's right. That's good.
So I saw a video the other day on Instagram, and it was like a video of a woman, and it was talking about how nobody does all these things that women do. Mm-hmm. Like nobody's wrapping gifts for her. Nobody's making sure she's fed. Nobody's making sure her clothes are washed. Nobody's making sure. Right. And I think that's just like a big thing overall. Like a lot of people just aren't being taken care of.
Right.
And we don't recognize like when people are being neglected.
Exactly. But it's just as a foresight based off of in the sense of you have a high driven woman that she's a wife and she's making more than the man, the husband. You still have to look at it as him being a husband, because that's what my wife ain't never took out the trash. If she made more than me, she never took out the trash.
Right.
Somebody breaking the house, she hiding with the kids. I'm playing Call of Duty in real life. You know what I'm saying? So I'm casing the joint. I already got a game plan how to take them out because I'm protecting my house, and there ain't no kamikaze mission. We coming out on top.
Right.
She don't have to worry about no maintenance on the car. She never washed no car. She ain't never pumped no gas. So at the end of the day, she's not doing any hard. She's not dealing with the guys who come to the house when they come down to maintenance. I'm dealing with all the guys. I'm dealing with the guys at the line. Whether I'm doing it myself or they're doing it themselves, I'm dealing with those guys. She don't have to worry about that. It's a lot that she don't have to worry about. When she's out with me, she don't have to worry about a guy running up on her.
Right.
She's protected.
My husband gonna watch this like, see, that's what I'm talking about right there.
I was just gonna say, how do y'all feel about gender roles?
I'm for gender roles. I'm not gonna sit on this podcast and lie to you, Marcel.
So
my husband was on me this weekend about gender roles and my wifely duties.
What I was gonna say is, what do they call it? I was trying to think of the actual name of it, but yeah, and for a sense I am for gender roles. But the thing is that I live in a house too, so if the dishes need to be done, I do the dishes. I wash the clothes. I get the kids ready for school. They're my kids. This is my house.
Period.
Keep everything clean. So it's not a wife thing to do. It's just that certain things that the wife do. I don't do my daughter's hair. I'm not touching her hair. That's not my job. That's what your mother do. I don't lay out all her clothes with the pantyhose and all that stuff and the pigtail. My wife do all that. I don't do none of that. I get my boy ready. I get my son together and I get him squared away because I don't know about all the other stuff they need, all the accessories, all y'all do. That's y'all. I don't do that. I do everything the man's supposed to. I handle man business only, and that's it. So I do believe it in a certain area.
So it's not like me and him, and then I'll get your opinion, LaTrease, but I kind of feel you, Marcel, where certain stuff Michael's not going to do. Like,
no, I'm not going to do it.
Michael don't, like, even how you say wash the dishes. Michael will take care of something that needs to be done, but Michael is not doing it. Like, and you be looking at me like I'm crazy, but that's why I be looking at you back. Like, he'll do stuff that needs to be done, if that makes sense. Like, for example, I asked him to hang up a coat for me in the closet, needed to be cleaned out. So we sat there, I laid there, and he like helped me figure out what I wanted and what I didn't want. But like, I pay a cleaner to pick up my slack because I pay a cleaner to pick up my slack. But I'm very much for gender roles. Like,
yeah.
I'm not going to say like I've never pumped my own gas. I'll pump my own gas if I need to. Like, he pumps my gas, but sometimes I forget to say something. But yeah, I am for it. Like,
yeah, I'm for it too. But I do appreciate the help. Like Nick, he can really, really cook. So it's some certain meals where I'm just like, can you make this? Because he makes it better. And then I like to be fed too.
Yeah, like Michael can cook.
So he does do certain things, like he'll wash dishes. I've never seen him like vacuum or sweep or mop or anything like that. And I don't request that from him. Like, I don't need that from him. But when I am tired, I do want you to step in and help me out. So I do appreciate that about him.
That's that partnership. I think like even when I'm coming home late, like Michael will ask me like, well, have you ate or do I need to grab you something? He can make good breakfast. He can make you some breakfast most of the time. But other than that, he's going to have to get you something to eat. But he will check and see if I'm okay or do I need anything.
Like, I iron all the clothes in the house because I like ironing. I've been ironing since I was 6 years old.
Oh, ironing!
I like
that's your thing.
Yeah. I like pressed clothes, so that's my thing. I like doing it. Man, that's a pet peeve. I can't walk in the house.
So sloppy.
I can't go to the store with wrinkled clothes.
The gym, my daughter was mad. I had her ironing the shirt for me to go work out. Like, no, I'm not about to be like with no wrinkled clothes on.
Exactly. So that's the thing. So that's my thing as well, is that it's double standards, and I believe in them, and I stick with them.
Right.
100%.
Okay, so I'm switching gears back to real estate. What's the biggest mistake you've seen buyers make when trying to go solo, like trying to buy without a realtor? The
biggest mistake is they trying to go ahead and go straight to the listing agent, which don't have your best interests at heart. You got to have an agent with you because they rely upon the loan officer to read through the contract, which we know how to read through the contract. We've seen it plenty of times. but that's not our wheelhouse. Our wheelhouse is to stick with the financial side of the thing, to where we take the contract based off the contract that you guys get worked out with the realtors, and we take the contract, input all the information to the loan, and make the loan work based off of that information and get it to the closing table. It's not my job to negotiate the deal as well.
Right.
And if you've never bought a home before, or you only bought one or two, you're not a professional. You're going to lose every single time. So it's just better that you go ahead and have a realtor. That's what they're there for. It's more in your favor. You want somebody on your side as a professional. I stand by that 100%.
Dream location, dream home location, if money was no object.
Oh, Miami. Easy. Off the water.
Miami?
Yeah.
Where would you stay?
I like Michigan.
Dream location, anywhere with no money, no option.
I like Michigan.
MIA, me, man.
I need a
All
second
day.
home somewhere. Like I told LaTrease, like my goal next year is to get me like a second home somewhere.
Yeah.
And I want something off the water.
Yeah.
But I will always have a home in Michigan.
I want a home in Birmingham, Michigan, just because I really like Birmingham. And then I want a home in probably like Davenport, Kissimmee, Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Like Miami is great, but I don't know. Like if I'm settling, like I think I would like Central Florida or like
I wouldn't
the middle
even.
Florida better.
Yeah, like I would always have me a home in Michigan.
Yeah, 100%.
I had to figure out like exactly where I want to be. I really like the Grosse Points a lot. Like I like Birmingham too, but I like the Grosse Points a lot. But if I had to have like that second home, I'm looking at like I would do like the DR. I would do like I really like the DR when I went. I like Jamaica too, but we have to have a conversation about that to make sure.
Yeah, I need my shirt off.
Everything is
Yeah,
right. I need.
I
I do desire a warm location, but I need me a little home here.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Any takeaways?
Y'all need to stop playing and listening to these people on these podcasts
Yeah.
telling y'all foolishness.
Yeah.
Or y'all gonna be broke.
Yeah, y'all gonna be broke and lonely. Broke and lonely with a big back and stressed out. And y'all gonna lose your hair with wrinkles, and y'all not gonna be unattractive.
So wait.
He's telling it.
Because stress, that's what stress does.
Because he like,
it's unlike.
I am married. He like, I'm married. I have a beautiful family.
I got all my hair.
I still got all my hair.
So are you telling people to buy and split the bills? Like what are you?
Do
She
what's
want
best
to
for
be
you.
so messy. I'm so happy.
Do what's best. No. Do what's best for your
I'm
household.
clear.
No, do what's best for your household, because you're married to the person. You lie down and sleep. I would never tell nobody to leave their spouse, because first off, you're not moving in with me.
Exactly.
And I'm a damn sure ain't about to cuddle up with your ass. So it ain't gonna happen. So that's the thing. And that's one of the things that I tell people, that do what's best for you. That's the most important thing. What's best for your family. Keep everybody out of it. If it works for you guys, it works for you guys. And that's what it is.
Okay, so another question just came to mind, and then we can wrap up. What do you guys think about people co-signing for mates? Not husbands, not wives, but just like somebody you going with and you're in a serious committed relationship with.
Absolutely not.
Don't co-sign for nobody if you cannot pick up that slack, if they can't pay, especially if you value your credit. I will not co-sign for Destiny is my daughter.
Not at all.
You don't know. Destiny's my daughter. She sells real estate too.
That's good.
Faith is my daughter. I'm not co-signing for Destiny, Faith, or Little Mike. Unless I, in my mind, have said if they cannot pay for this, I am willing to pick up the slack.
Absolutely. I'm not
co-signing for nobody. I will co-sign for Michael, my husband.
Yeah, I'll co-sign for Nick. But I tell my clients all the time, thou shall not co-sign. That's the biggest thing I run into with credit repair.
Yeah.
Is people have these cars, these repossessions, and they aren't even their cars.
That's
exactly.
And
crazy.
they still got the person they co-sign for is still driving around. But yeah, thou shall not co-sign. Do not and then everybody's situation may seem great, but if they need a co-signer, it's probably for
because they don't pay their bills. Every time I loan people money, I pay people back. It's a few people who pay. People who don't pay their bills don't pay their bills.
Exactly.
And if they don't care about their credit, they definitely don't care about
No, they don't.
100%. Easy.
So
that's the truth.
You just help them out. You just bail them out.
So that is all that we have for you.
Marcel, come back when y'all shooting so we can get a little shine on
Absolutely. Pull up.
on the OWN network.
No, I got you. I'm putting the play together. Don't worry about it. I got something for you.
You're gonna put us together.
Yep.
How can people find you? How can they follow you?
You can follow me on Instagram, Marcel Dobine _CIC. That's Commander in Confidence. So CIC. You can see me on LinkedIn. You can reach out to me as well, Marcel Dobine on Facebook. I keep it very simple.
If they want to get pre-approved for a mortgage, what do they do?
Call Marcel first, 248-728-4797.
All right, folks. Well, thank you so much for tuning in. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
Thank you.